How many of you guys had bunker instruction with us before? I think, yeah, most of you guys. Okay, good, okay. So a lot of this will be a reminder for you. But if I said right now, in your short game, what's the most important thing in a short game about creating lift on a golf ball, creating height in a golf ball, creating spin in a golf ball? Everybody follow me on that? Right, it's angle of attack. Because most people that walk into a bunker like this, they look at this slip and they freak out over it. They look at this slip and they almost panic over it, okay? If you're having issues getting over a lip like this, you don't have the proper angle in your backswing for your short game. And I'm not talking about just in the bunker, I'm talking about in general. That's why for a lot of you over there, I was sitting there, I was watching angle today. I mean, we've talked about the grip, the setup, ball position. Today I really got into, I wanted that angle in that club because we got to create angle to create lift. Now, when you're hitting a little short chip that's getting on the green and running out like it's 9-iron and 8-iron, you can get away with not a lot of angle. I mean, you can miss it and it's still going to roll out. Make sense? You're just getting on and going. But if you're trying to hit a sand wedge, you're trying to hit a lob wedge, you're trying to hit those clubs that have either lift like a pitch and or get over top of a lip like this, you have to create angle. Now, what is angle? I want you guys to define angle. What's angle? What is it? Because I will hear angle. What is it? Right, it's the angle of attack, so I call it, but I like to back up a half step because I like to describe angle again. You'll see a lot of different angle, a lot of different attack of the golf ball, but angle we're talking about is the angle up with the hands coming down. Not, because you'll see, and this is the epitome of the opposite of angle, this would be the opposite. So think of angle from that club head to the ball. Now, as I'm creating this angle, yes, I'm still turning, I'm still cocking and hinging the hands, I'm just doing it faster. Now, you guys have gone through 3 days of our camp. Some of you guys have been here before. Why do you think it's something that we know, this is actually something that we teach that causes problems in the short game when people just work on the long game? What do you think that is? I mean, I'm probably saying this bad, but what do you think that is? What's that? No, she's exactly right. And this is why this is. Because you work so hard on position 1 and then position 2, and that's what you should do in a full swing. But in a short game shot, when you're choking down with the club, position 1's basically right here. So past here, you need to be doing what? Creating angle. Too many people, when they work just on the full swing and they don't understand this concept, you see them doing this with their short game. There's no way to go with this club. There's no angle. If they did, it's too long, it's already too far behind them. Yeah, you had a question?
So, the same thing applies what you told me over there, which you knew the hands have to be lower.
Now the hands are, anytime you choke down in the club, we lower the hands slightly to make up for the lie angle. And that also helps us to create a little quicker angle. Because when you're on the end of it, and this is just natural kind of way you set up a movement, when you're on the end of a club in single plane, most people want to go position 1, position 2. Everybody follow me? Which is what you should do. But if you think about it, when you go to position 1, you haven't created any hinge or any type of wrist cock or anything except past position 1, right? Well, in a short game shot, as we choke down, we drop our hands slightly, we're creating angle very fast. In fact, I like to say, by the time your hands get to the crease of your pants and your back leg, they're already going up. It's going up. Does that make sense? So I wanted to define angle. Okay, does it make sense, an angle? Okay, so let's talk bunker. Okay, let's talk about bunker itself. And again, you can sit there, you can come up here, whatever you guys want to do. When I talk bunker shots, number one, I want to talk about this. The bunker game is a difficult part of the game. It's built to be that way. And I'm bringing this up for a reason. In fact, tour average, so the old tour players, if you take tour average of an up and down out of a bunker, meaning they hit up on the green and 1 putt in, okay, tour average is just over 50%. And from year in and year out, it's right about 50%. So if you watch every tour player play out there in perfect conditions, they practice hard, they get up and down about 50% of the time. Why do you think that is? Why isn't it, if I asked somebody that before I gave them the number, they'd sit there and say 75, 80, 85% of the time. Why do you think it's so hard for them too? Why do you think? Think about what an up and down is. An up and down is getting it out of the bunker in what? 1 putting, right? So and we talked about this the first day of the class. How close do they have to get it to be 50% on their putt? 6 feet. 6 feet for 50%. Everybody follow? Just outside, right about 6 feet. So meaning if they just want 50-50, they got to get this thing about 6 feet from the hole. That's an amazing bunker shot or inside that, am I right? So with that being said, for the average golfer, the above average golfer who's trying to get out of the bunker and not to cost themselves a lot of shots, this is the philosophy we use. Number one is we get it out every time. We don't leave it in. Number two, we get it on the green. Number three is we try to get it close. Does this make sense to everyone? Because for 99% of golfers, you get this thing 30 feet from the hole or 20 feet from the hole or 10 feet from the hole, it's going to be the same if you're a decent putter. You're going to go up there and two putt those, right? I mean, an odds of a 10-footer on tour is about 30%. You see where I'm getting here? You literally, if you want to get this thing up and down consistently, you got this thing inside 3, 4, 5 feet. That's a lot of practice, a lot of time, whereas most people don't do that. Most people want to what? I don't want to cost 3 or 4 shots leaving the bunker. Number one. Number two, I want to get it on the green. I don't want to skull it over or fat it to the side. Okay, and so that's the way we're going to go through this. How do you get it out? How do you get it on? How do you get it close? And you will rate yourself. As you come in and start doing these drills, you're going to rate yourself. And you will see very quickly if you can do it or not and what you need to practice on. Okay, so here's number one when we talk about bunker shots. Number one, the sand absorbs about 80 to 90% of the shot. So right now I have a sand wedge in my hand. Ready to follow me on this? If I hit this sand wedge full and I was on grass, okay, it'd be lucky if this would go 80 yards for me. For most of you guys, maybe 70, 80 yards at the most. Everybody follow me? If I hit this full out of a bunker, it might go 10 yards, 30 feet. It is, if I hit it right, it's going to, the sand absorbs most of the shot. Does everybody follow me on that? Okay, so drill number one is we've got to walk in the bunker and get sand out of the bunker and hopefully on the green with greenside bunker shots. Okay, so you're going to walk in here, drill number one, and you're literally just going to take sand and hit it out of the bunker. But I'm going to show you all something here. I'm going to give you a little bit of advanced work here. This first one right now, I'm going to swing, and I'm going to swing maybe a 3/4 shot, not going to be a full swing, and I want you all to tell me where the sand goes, okay? So I'm going to set up, I'm going to hit it. Okay, where'd that sand go? Went on the green, right? A lot of it went in the green. Okay. In fact, a maintenance guy would tell you that cost him $5. Because what? We lost some. You guys follow me here. It's good for the green, actually. Okay. Now that was about a 3/4 swing. I could swing a lot harder than that. This one right here, I'm going to swing basically as hard as I can, without hurting myself. Tell me where the sand. Theoretically, where should the sand go? Further. A lot further, right? I'm going to take sand. I'm going to take as much sand, but I'm going to swing it hard. Tell me where the sand goes. Didn't even get out, right? And I swung that hard, and I went deeper on that. Okay, well, wait a minute. What just happened? Because this doesn't make sense to most people. I just swung twice as hard, took as much sand, and you guys saw I didn't get out, did it? Why? No, I did.
The bounce of the club is so fast it just bounces.
Here's what happened. You guys are describing it. You kind of saw it because you could see kind of person. The first one, I created angle. My hands led. The loft of this club probably hit it at 56 degrees. That 56, just like that, pushed sand out of the bunker. The second one, I intentionally cast the club. When I cast the club in the downswing, when I made impact with the sand, what was the effective loft? We talked about this in school, like 80 degrees. That sand just went straight up in the air and down. And that's why you saw it just go poof up and down, right? I hit just as much, but it didn't get out. Well, if I would have done that with a golf ball, where would it have gone? It's gone right there. You guys follow me? So, a bunker shot to get sand out will show you if your hands are leading or not. So if you cast the club in the downswing, which a lot of us have issues with, right? You're gonna have a real hard time with this. This is great on getting the sand out, and to get sand out, we create angle, lead with the hands. Make sense? So number one, we're gonna get sand out of the bunker. We're gonna learn how to what? Lead with the hands, get some angle. Here's number two. This is the second drill. When you hit a ball out of the bunker, you need to hit 1 to 2 inches behind the golf ball. Okay? If we don't want to hit too far back, we don't want to hit too far close. We'll talk about that in a second. You want to hit 1 to 2 inches behind the ball. It digs through the sand. It comes out the other side. Okay? The sand moves the ball out of the bunker. So you never physically touch the ball with your club. So you've got to hit a pretty specific point in the sand. So drill number two is you're going to set up. We've already gotten sand out of the bunker. Now we're going to draw a line perpendicular to us, to me. I'm now going to take a swing. I'm going to hit this line on the line. I'm not going to hit behind it. I'm not going to hit in front of it. And I'm going to get sand out of the bunker. So now I'm going to walk up. Sand went on the green. I entered on that line. So if you guys need to come see this, you can. I went divot, went on that line, and it went forward. Okay, and I'll do it again. So there's my line. I'm going to set up. Sand went on the green. Where did I start? On the line and went forward, right? So right now, if I had a ball just in front of that line, 1 to 2 inches, I now hit that line with good speed, getting the sand out, the ball should what? Should come out just fine, right? So I'm going to do that for you. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you 3 different shots here. The first one, I'm going to hit on that line, getting sand out of the bunker. Everybody follow me? So I set up. Okay, I hit on that line, sand out of the bunker. Pretty good shot? Yeah, good shot, right? Exactly what I wanted to do, okay? So I didn't swing at it real hard, but I did what? Got to let my hands land to create good angle. Sand went out of the bunker. I hit that line. This one, I'm going to do the exact same swing, but I'm going to hit behind the line. So sand will get out, but I'm going to hit behind the line. Everybody follow me on this? So I'm going to set up. Now, it got out, but barely, right? If this would have been a big bunker, what would have happened? Would have stayed right in. Because what? I killed the shot. So instead of absorbing about 80%, then it absorbed like 95%. Everybody follow me on that? And this is what you typically see. The person who doesn't like bunker shots, this is what they typically do. They will hit behind the line and they will throw in a little bit of a cast. And so now, if I hit behind the line and throw in a cast, where did it go? No chance, right? And I swung at that pretty hard. And then, the fun shot of all fun shots, if you hit in front of the line, what's going to happen? Well, if we hit in front, well, yeah, we all checked to see what's down there, right? I'll blow it in the lip for you guys. You're going to blade it, right? That's in front of the line. In fact, if that lip wouldn't have been there, it would have been probably 60 yards. And this is what happens with people who don't understand the bunker game or don't practice it properly. They hit a shot or two like that, they blade it, and they get nervous and scared. Then they walk into the bunker and you see them start doing this, trying to get the ball out. Well, so now I'm casting it without enough speed, I have no chance. You follow me here? So, the bunker game is about, number 1, creating angle to get sand out of the bunker. Number 2, hitting the same position every time. Hitting the same position is going to show you if you cast your hands or not. Because if you lead with your hands and you do a good job leading with the hands, you'll drive into that line and you'll go forward. I will tell you right now, if you want a good bunker game, you need to be able to hit that line 9 out of 10 times, at least 8 out of 10 times. And I mean, hit the line, go forward. Hit the line, go forward. Not behind it, not ahead of it. Does that make sense to everyone here? So,
on the drill, draw the line, place the ball forward.
yeah, now, when you do the drill at first, you don't put the ball in there at all. Right, and exactly right. So I'm going to draw a line. I'm going to draw a line here. Thank you, sir. I'm going to draw a line, and now I'm going to hit the line. Now, when I put a ball down, the ball's 2 inches in front of that line, 1 to 2 inches in front of it, and I'm still trying to hit that line. Because you're trying to, if this is the ball, you're trying to drive into the sand 1 to 2 inches behind. You now, and I don't like the word scoop, but you're driving that sand now out of the bunker, and that sand is pushing that ball out of the bunker. So you never touch the golf ball. In fact, this is where you talk about listening and hearing and understanding the shot by the sound. What does a good bunker shot sound like? What's it sound like? It's a thud. Just you described it, it's a thud. It was perfect. So when I go up and you listen to this, that's a thud. Thud, that's the sand. Now, if you hear this, and you guys know where I'm going with this, what was that? That's the ball. And if there wouldn't have been a lip here, that's gone. So the thud's what you're trying to hear because that's not hitting the sand. But it also, you don't want to hit too far behind it because it'll absorb the shot. Okay, now, why would you not get in a bunker shot like this and just pick it out? And because think about it right now, people are, a million people are watching this video and they're saying, well, I mean, I don't play much golf. Why would you just not pick it out? Just like a nice soft shot and pick it out. And you guys should all know this now. We've talked a lot about this in the school. Why would you not just pick the ball out of here? What's the reason? What do you guys think it is? If I picked it out, how much spin's going to be on that ball? None, right? So when it hits that green, what's going to happen? That's number 1. Here's number 2. If I pick it out, how much lift am I going to create? It ain't going over this lip. Angle of attack down creates the lift up. That's why we've got to have a good solid angle down to create the lift up. That's how you get over the lips of bunker. Even when it was at half this high, you got to create that. Does that make sense? Just like we talked about the pitch shot, we talked about the flop shot, we had to go down to it. The second we flipped and cast, you put basically overspin on the ball. You get no lift. Okay, so drill number one is what? Drill number one is get sand out. Have fun, get sand out. Drill number two is hit the line. Now, so I said number one, get this ball out. That's the drill, sand out. Number two, you hit that line, you'll get it on the green. Now we want to get it close, right? Try to get it close. Okay, so here's what we're going to do. I'm going to show you the bunker board here. This is our bunker board. This is an extremely popular thing we sell, and I think it's probably the best thing you can actually visualize when you get out of bunkers, okay? Here's the bunker board. What the bunker board is it shows you the setup and kind of gives you a good visual of what a bunker shot's all about. And I'm going to explain the board to you. Right now, this is my swing path line. My target line is set at about a 15 to 20 degree angle to your swing path line. So when I set this down, I'm going to be cutting across this shot. I'm going to show you guys this in a second to have a proper path. This is not a down the line swing. This is a cut type path. Okay, that's number one. Here's number two. And I'm going to show you this and I'm going to show you the work on it. This is ball position. So the ball would be right here. Everybody follow me on this? This is the enter line. Remember I said an inch or two behind it? Look at the exit line. And I want you to focus on this for a second. Tell me the exit line. So this is a divot. We go, whew. Tell me what the divot's going to look like if you saw that divot in the ground. Would it be the same through and back? It's not the same, is it? In fact, it's 3 times as far through at least than it is behind it. So when you're making a divot out of this sand, it's going to be 1 to 2 inches behind it. It's going to come out 4 to 5 inches on the other side. Too many people think they scoop evenly. It's not. You drive through it and take a lot of sand past it out. Make sense to everyone? Last thing on the short game board, look at the feet. H and L means high and low. So if I move the feet back and the ball position goes forward, what's the ball going to do? It's going to go higher, right? If I move my feet forward, the ball goes back, it's going to go lower. Now, it'll go lower and run out, which is nice. Because the higher you hit, the less it's going to roll. So if I wanted to hit a shot that was like a far flag and didn't have much lip, I could back it up, hit it out, and it'd roll to the hole. Everybody good in that? Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the board down. And I'm going to talk just for a second about the path. So right now, and I'll go to this flag over here, I have set this line, my target line, pointed to that target. Everybody follow me on that? So right now, if I draw pointed to that flag on that target line. Everybody good? So now I'm going to get my feet, my knees, my hips, and my shoulders open to that target line. It's 15 to 20 degrees open. So the whole, no, we don't square up the shoulders here. Everything is open. So the whole body's open. The reason we do this is we've got to add some bounce, some artificial bounce to this club to keep it above the sand. Because if I just hit this like a normal wedge, it's going to dig in the sand like a shovel and stop. So when I set this club down, okay, and I set it down, I'm going to square it to the target, then I'm going to grip it. Now I'm going to swing down my body line. So listen to what I just said there. I'm going to square the grooves to the lines on the board. So now it's square to what? Target, because these lines are perpendicular to that target line. Everybody follow me? So I square the grooves to the target. Now I grip it. So this right now, if you're thinking about the grip we've worked on for the last 3 days, it's a very weak grip in relationship to this club head. It's not a normal grip. It is a set the club, and it wouldn't hurt. I know this is illegal when you play golf, but it's not bad to practice it. Square it up, let it sit there, then grip it. If you do that, you're adding bounce to this club. Bounce is the way the club is set from the back edge to the front edge that keeps the club above the sand. It'll go in, but it won't dig in like a shovel and stop. Most wedges have 8, 10, 12 degrees of bounce. We need about 20 to have an effective wedge out of a bunker. Everybody good on that? So we square the club to the target, we grip it, now we swing down the body line. Now the body line is away from this target. So if I drew a line in the sand, it's about 15, 20 degrees to the left. So, but why, if I swing down my body line, will the ball go towards the target? Why is that? Exactly. We talked for 3 days because the club's square to the target. Now, why do I want to create, this is a cut type stroke to that target. Why do I want to create that? What's the reason?
It helps you get through.
Helps you get through. I love that. What else? Why else do I want to do this? That's exactly right. What else? Because you're not going to put a whole lot of backspin on this ball just because of the sand, but you're going to put side spin on it. And that cutting motion will create side spin that will stop it as much as the backspin. That's number 2. Number 3, you're making the bounce of the club. We've got to get that correct bounce. And that cutting motion away from the target puts effective bounce on the club. Everybody good in that? Okay, so I'm going to do this, and we'll work with you individually on this. So right now, I'm setting up. I've got a line and ball position. I'll put a little line behind it as enter. I don't have to put a line for exit, but I can. Kind of gives me a good reference. Now, I'm going to square the club to the target. I'm going to grip it. I'm going to swing down my body line. But I still have to hit where? On that line and get sand out of the bunker. Okay, I'll hit one for you guys. So now I'm going to get up. Okay, I hit the shot. Pretty good shot. Here's a check system for you all. Where did my divot go? Right down the board. That's left of that target. Notice when it hit the green. Did you guys see what happened when that ball hit the green? It spun a little to the right. See, it kicked it right a little bit. Even with the slope on the screen, it still spun to the right a little bit. That's the spin I was looking at. Also notice, how high did that, and this will be the last thing I cover, how high did that go? Didn't even get close to that lip, did it? Okay, so this is the last thing. So you guys understand, and we'll work with you individually on this, how you use this board. We're cutting across it, right? So I'm going to do it one more time, and I'm going to talk about one more issue, then we're going to get in here. Okay, so here's, remember, sand out, hitting the line. First 2 things. Now we're going to try to get it close. Here we go, getting it close. You set up, the entire body's open. Shoulders, knees, hips, everything. Square the club to the target. Then grip it. Now swing down the body line. Now I'm going to throw one more thing. Everybody good? We good so far? Okay. Now we have to create maximum angle. And I cannot stress this enough. These hands need to angle up as fast as you can do it. In fact, if you don't do it fast enough, I'm going to tell you to try to take this club head and stick it in your ear. That's how fast. Think about this. I want this. Everybody follow me on that? Nobody can physically do that, but it ain't this. It is up. This angle up, that angle down from that position creates the lift. If you get shallow here, where you don't create angle, now you're going to try to pick it, you create no lift. The lift is by this angle here. This is the quickest angle you will create in golf. Does everybody follow me on that? And I'll show you where you see this. Think about your favorite players, the guys that you watch on TV, and they come in a shot like this. So they have this shot right here. There's a big old lip right here. You guys see it every week, okay? This is exactly what you'll watch every one of them do. They'll walk up over this and they do this, they go before they hit it. You guys follow me? You see it every time. Most people don't know why they do that. They're trying to go straight up because they know that straight up and down will create what? Lift. Because right now, if they hit this shot and they get shallow at all, they ain't getting over top of this. So, and I'm going to get up here, I'm going to hit one for you here. So that's a pretty big lip, right? Pretty close. I'm going to create angle. If you get up over this and you create angle up fast, you create angle, getting over that, how close did I get to that? Not even close. It was up in here, wasn't it? Because I created what? Guys, I didn't hit that very hard, got sand out, got sand on the green, ball jumped out. Everybody follow me? Because I created what? Creating angle is not speed. It's the path of the club coming down, because the sharper you get down, the faster the ball will go up. Does that make sense to everyone? So, if your problem in your swing is you get shallow and you flip, do you understand how hard a bunker shot will be for you? So this is a great, great way to work on your game, to work on creating angle and getting hands leading, hitting the line.
So no matter the distance, your hands are not going to go past you.
You know, if I had a really long bunker shot, let's say, that's a great question. Let's say I was going to go to the other side of the green. Okay, so like there's a pin that's, you know, like 50 feet from me, okay? Now, I'd go to, so I got a little gap wedge here, okay? Same thing. I'm going to do the exact same principle, so I'm past that flag. Now, I've got to be aggressive with this, but I'm still creating angle. So when I get up over this, I'm still going to create angle. Still got sand out, ball on the edge of the green. Does that make sense? So it was a little bit, but it was quick angle. You didn't see me do this and get longer. It was here. You might, on a sand wedge, you might see me get to here, but look how far that club head is away. Hands are here. That's the angle I'm looking for. Now let's pretend, this is the great question. In fact, I promise you, the guys watching Facebook are asking this question. Let's pretend I had one that was like another 20 yards past that. Because that was about, what, maybe 60 feet, 50 feet? Let's say I had one that was 100 feet. What would I do? Most people would say, swing it harder, take less sand. Nobody's that good. You take less loft. Now, instead of going to that gap wedge, I go to a pitching wedge. It was a little bit longer. I'll go to a 9-iron. Same principles. Let the loft work for you, just like we did in chipping. You guys all follow me in that? But notice, I can take a 9-iron and get out of this no problem if I have good what? Angle. Yep. And I can hit a 9-iron probably 50 yards with this type of shot. And all you guys should too. Right now, that will scare you looking at this going a 9-iron, you can't, but it's because you haven't had angle. This is how you guys can prove and work with within yourselves if you create the right angle. Because this right here with a 9-iron shouldn't be any problem. And I'm telling you right now, you see where those kids are over there on the range? I can easily hit it that far with a 9-iron if I need to. Now I'll go to the right so I don't hit them. You're all good, thanks. You guys follow me on this? So this is a 9-iron. Okay, that lip right now, if I walk up to this lip, I mean, I'm above, this thing's waist high or higher. If I'm in this bunker, this thing's about neck high for me, right? Most people walk in and scare them to death. Now I'll go to the right so I avoid the kids. This is a 9-iron. Same principle, same everything. See how far that went? So what do you think? That probably went 30 yards, maybe 40 yards? No problem with that lip, did it?
Same ball.
Absolutely. Now, if I wanted to go a little higher, I could move it a little forward if I needed to. Really didn't need to because of the club. So let's say this lip was like here, like, okay, this is crazy. I could move it a little forward and get away with it. Now, a little far forward wouldn't go quite as far, but I could still get it out, no problem. So I'm gonna get you guys in your working. So right now, you're getting sand out. Let's say you should get sand out. Let's say you're getting sand out, and let's say you're actually doing an okay job hitting that line, but you're not getting height. Do you know what would be causing that? That's not what, that's getting shallow. Everybody follow me? And this is gonna be a huge perception versus reality with you guys, because you're gonna think you're creating angle and you're gonna be like this. With no, and I mean, I literally try to put this club head in my ear. I mean, it doesn't happen, but that's how fast I'm going up. So you don't see me going like this and angling up, it's right away. That's why I said it feels maximum leverage, maximum hinge by the time I hit this part of the pants. It's going up, and then if I need longer, sure I can take it back longer. Yeah.
The ball, like where that one is way up, and the pin is close, it's up to like a 60 degree.
Oh yeah, absolutely, absolutely. In fact, absolutely. So this is why, yes, this is why, you guys know how I act. I'm in this. It's like I don't like the word pitch and chip because I want you to hit one low and one high. I don't like the word sandwich because it's like that's the only club you have the sandwich. No, I mean, I just showed you 10 different clubs that you have a sandwich. Right there with this lip. Sandwich is too much. So I grab a little lob wedge. This is 60, okay? And I sit up over this. That's a pretty high lip. And I got to stop this quick. I hit the right spot. Okay, now it's going to get out. I'm going to be aggressive in that. You follow what I'm saying? That got out. Now this one I'm going to be aggressive. So, and this is what you'll see. So I hit that one easy. Got it. It's fine. Now I'm going to get aggressive and watch the spin. Okay? So get up. Now watch the spin. Checked up. And I swung that almost. I mean, that wasn't full, but it was pretty aggressive. Why? Because I could go a 60, hit behind it, absorbs the shot. Because guys, I hit this club full, it might go 70 yards. Well, I can hit this club full in a bunker. I'll be lucky to go 30 feet, 20 feet. I can get up very fast. And you notice where that went. Okay? Yeah. Before we go on, and then we get you guys in the bunker, you always get the question, if it's on the back of the lip, if it's on the side of the lip, if it's buried in the sand, and we'll talk about that here in a little while. We can talk about that in Unusual Eyes. We talk a ton of that in our short game school, but you have to get this principle first before you can hit any of those other shots. So when the ball gets buried in the sand, if you don't have good angle, you're not getting it out. If that ball's in the back lip, you don't have good angle, it's not. Does that make sense? So right now, the principle right now is you go start working on hitting that line, getting sand out, hitting that line, getting sand out, and do it a lot. The other thing it'll do, it'll get your hands leading with good loft in the club in your full swing. Now, you do cut across this. So, that's why we don't teach this in 3-day schools, because all of a sudden, at the end of the third day, we're like, okay, go work on a big slice. But you do want to hit that shot with this type of wedge. Does it make sense to everyone? Okay, we're going to go across it. And the thing about hitting a conventional wedge in this, and this is what we promote, is it creates a ton of side spin and you can stop it fast. We good? Now, we do have the Moe Norman wedges, the Sandy Andes, If you have those, we'll work with you guys individually on those. We love those clubs. They help you get out a little easier because it has the bounce built into it. The only thing on the Sandy Andy is it doesn't stop fast. It doesn't create a lot of backspin. So if you had that first pin here, it might be okay for that second one. It'd be pretty hard to hit that first pin with that without it rolling out. And Mo always described it. When we asked Mo about it, he said, well, I really didn't have much of those shots. These type of shots didn't exist when I played golf. You'd have the longer bunker shots. Does that make, you know, okay? So, questions, comments on that?
On the fairway bunker.
Yeah.
Is it still want to be?
Fairway bunkers, long bunker shots, we're going to pick the ball out. You're going to pick it. So you're not going to take much sand. So like a 100-yard shot, 150-yard shot, you're going to get in there. And now this would be a nightmare lip on a fairway bunker. But if you had that, we pick it out, we choke down, we pick it out. And tomorrow when we talk about course management in the school, we'll talk a little bit about that. It's a different shot. But the one thing I do want you to work on this though, and it kind of leads to your question. How far could you actually hit a shot out of here? Let's say you had, it's a greenside bunker, but you had a pin that's way away from you, or you play those courses, they sit like 50 yards away. You should be able to hit that same shot, because if you're attacking this green, you want spin. You want spin. Even if you're 30 or 40 yards out, you want spin. And this right here, this methodology, this philosophy creates spin for those shots. Like that one I hit that was all the way to the side of the green, that had a lot of spin on that. That had to stop quick with that 9-iron. Okay, so that's why you want to hit the shot. Remember, it is angle, angle, angle. So when the guys get in here, when James gets in here, Chandler gets in here, we get in here with you, we're gonna wear you out saying angle, 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 angle. This is a huge perception versus reality. We talked about that in the room this morning. If you're creating angle or not, we'll put you on video, we'll put in here, and you'll think you're creating a ton of angle, and your hands are up here with no angle. Put that club in your ear. Yeah.
Tim, we did have one question from
Okay.
Facebook asking if the type of sand matters.
It absolutely does. Guys, this right here is pretty good sand, as you see. If I got on really, really, really hard sand, okay? You guys have this, really hard sand. If I can still get the club through the sand, I'm okay. We talked about this at the school yesterday, about the hard pan lies. So let's say it was really wet or really hard. If I create good angle and I can still get underneath that ball, I'm good. If it's so hard that the club bounces off the ground, you got to chip it. The British Open style. Because you got to let this club slide underneath that sand and lift the ball out. So, I played public courses. You walk in there, it's just rock hard, there's no sand, it blows out. You got to chip those. Because what happens is if you try to do this methodology, you'll hit the ground, it'll skip into the ball because you can't get through that sand. Make sense? Now, if the sand is really, really, really soft, I mean like down in Key Biscayne, Doral, it's almost like glass, powdered glass. You guys, soft. Like the ball rolls in there and sits down, you just got to hit a little closer to the ball, about 1 inch behind it. That's why I said 1 to 2 inches. You still hit behind it, you still don't hit the ball. Make sense? We good? Well, now I'm sweating after 20 minutes in here, so now you guys get to come sweat. Okay? So come on in and let's hit some sand out. Let's hit some lines.